Hi, everybody. I'm happy to announce that this Monday morning video is really all about terrific news, and especially when our weather relates to the ongoing active wildfire season across Oregon and Washington. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill coming to you from the Portland, Oregon, Vancouver, Washington area. We did have northern light sightings over the weekend. More on that in just a moment, but I begin with a reminder that there are some 30 plus named large wildfires still burning actively across Oregon and Washington. And you can see on the map all the little icons. There are truly only a handful of fires burning in Washington. All of them are in central Washington, none out east. And certainly, I say only a few or handful compared when you see all the activity that's burning along the Cascades, central and eastern Oregon, in the state of Oregon. So I tell you what, it's been a much rougher season in Oregon than Washington. But this long stretch of cooler weather that really started to move in over the weekend is firmly taking hold today and will continue to cool off eastern Oregon temperatures tomorrow. Will be with us all of this week into the first part of next week. So this will slow wildfire activity. It will basically cause the fires to lay down somewhat and for the burning rates of new land to slow. And that will allow fire crews with the higher humidity and the cooler temps to be more aggressive in their planning to establish perimeters around these fires. This is all absolutely terrific, terrific news. And fingers crossed, we'll have really great fire news in the days ahead to give you updates on. Now, there are still some levels of, be prepared to leave your home warnings across the state. So the news is not all rosy. I'm just saying that the weather pattern is setting up for rapid improvement in the wildfire season as we go through this week. Already seeing the air quality numbers improve. We've got mainly all green, which is good dots up and down western Oregon. Yellow dots are moderate out across the blues in eastern Oregon, including Baker County, Malheur County, Harney County, Grant County, where it had been bad at times. Of course, that big fire that was burning out in Baker County was announced as fully contained last week. We still have some unhealthy dots, the orange areas down in southern Deschutes County and down into the Klamath Basin. But this is a improving air quality report courtesy from DEQ and the graphic itself, courtesy of KGW TV. And with the cooler weather and the fire activity laying down, the smoke plume should be decreasing. And again, that will allow for better air quality in the coming days as well. Okay, check out this. So Jim Todd, the director of space and science education at OMSI, posted this photo. Photo credit goes to Quinn Nichol from posted this picture last evening at 10:30. So I'm not sure if this report came from Sunday evening or if it came from Saturday overnight. Could be either one. The Northern Light report had been downgraded. There was a report that came out weeks ago that we would be having some geomagnetic activity that could lead to Northern Lights this past weekend. And then the report got downgraded to where it was not really expected to be visible in Oregon or Washington. Then over the weekend on Saturday, that report got upgraded, and we had reports coming to the KGW newsroom from Lincoln City, and then this wonderful photo taken by Quinn up on Mount Hood from Trillium Lake over the weekend. So that was terrific. And also peaking last night was the Perseid meteor showers. Now the peak was last night, but if we get some clearing tonight, which I think there's a decent chance we will, there will be more viewing opportunities for the Perseid meteor shower. So lots going on up in the skies. Pretty great. Back to the forecast in a moment. A quick shout out to the Momentous Wealth podcast. You can find these podcast uplinks, or how do they call it? They drop them, they say, right? Anyway, the Library of Investing podcast for Apple Podcasts and Spotify. This is brought to you by the Momentous Wealth Management team here locally in Oregon and Washington. So we thank them for sponsoring my YouTube video, as we always do. Back to the smoke model. This is courtesy again of KGW TV's Futurecast. But see this plume up here? The red and yellow is the thicker smoke plumes. This is coming off of that Williams mine fire that's burning near Trout Lake in the Mount Adams area. And this was the fire that produced a lot of that smoke we had the back half of last week into the Willamette Valley in Southwest Washington. And we had air quality advisories up. But now with the flow pattern clearly more from the west, the smoke plume is blowing to the east. So virtually no smoke expected in the Willamette Valley or Southwest Washington, at least not in the coming days. And all the plumes down in the southern Oregon Cascades will also be pushing smoke off to the east. This still shows some decent smoke areas in parts of eastern Oregon, but I do expect the smoke situation to be thinning out in the coming days as the cooler weather starts to quiet the activity and the wildfires to some extent. So good news there. Let's take a look at this new weather pattern. We started off certainly with a thick marine cloud deck this morning on this Monday. It's cloudy up and down the coast. It's cloudy up and down the valley. It's been cloudy up at government camp. So that's a 4,000-foot marine layer we know. So it's going to take it a while to break up this afternoon. And it may not break up in all areas. This shows you this afternoon at 5 p.m. the upper level wind flow pattern from the American GFS model. And you can see the cooler trough and the low cloud deck has come in. Did not see reports of any mist or drizzle inland today. There may have been some along the coast. Did not see any in the valley. But we'll have the chance of maybe getting some mist or drizzle or traces of moisture again Tuesday morning in the valley in Southwest Washington, as a second morning of a thick marine deck is expected. And of course, that's a sign of a cooler weather pattern overall. Highs in the 70s today in Portland and Salem and Vancouver, and highs in the 70s again tomorrow. There's a little bit of warming that takes place midweek, and I think we'll at least get up to 80. And then look at this low Friday. This is a new developing low, and this is a good one. This is Friday. This is Saturday. So that's a good upper level system. And you can see the flow pattern ahead of it would be a south wind racing up the Willamette Valley. So when you just look at this and nothing else, you make the assumption that the chance of showers this coming weekend, Saturday into Sunday, is actually quite good, that we would see scattered shower activity. And at least on Saturday, when the flow pattern is predominantly south ahead of this low, a chance of some thunderstorms. The south flow tends to be more unstable because the air is flowing over land longer, so it loses that maritime stability and becomes increasingly unstable. So there's at least a thunderstorm threat Saturday, and I like the chances of us absolutely seeing showers. Now, so far, the weather models aren't putting out a lot of available moisture, but if you just look at the upper level chart, it's pretty good. Notice the hot weather that has vacated us. There's that upper level high all the way New Mexico, Texas, up into Colorado. So again, we're definitely cooler this weekend. Chance of showers, thunderstorms Saturday, and at least the ongoing chance of some showers on Sunday as that upper level low kind of hangs out. Models are a little bit in flux in terms of how quickly that low breaks. Do we see a fairly rapid warm up developing next week, or do we kind of hold into midweek with fairly comfortable temperatures not above 80? So that really hasn't been decided yet, I think, on the models, meaning they're not very consistent. This is the European model. This is the total rain output it's showing for Saturday, Sunday combined. Notice this puts out 0.2 of an inch for Portland, 19/100ths actually. Around 1/10 of an inch of rain down in Salem. Shows 34/100ths in Astoria. Shows measurable rainfall up in Seattle. Shows about 1/4 of an inch potentially of scattered shower activity over the Blues. So models are hinting at measurable rainfall. Again, that would be this coming Saturday into Sunday. So we'll keep an eye on that. It's 9:39 in the mornings. These would be 9:30 temperatures. Let's check out some of the numbers. 88 in Medford today and tomorrow, but then look at this upcoming weekend of that stronger low moving in. Low 80s on Friday and Saturday. So again, that's very, very comfortable weather indeed. And even if you go out to, let's go out to Pendleton. We often check Baker City. Let's check Pendleton. 89 today, and then look at the drop tomorrow. So like Baker City could hit 90 today, but they're expected to be 83 tomorrow. So by Tuesday, all of Oregon and Washington seeing significant cooling. This does show a shower chance on Thursday in Pendleton, and then certainly Saturday with that low that I showed you, and temperatures on Saturday, 81 degrees. Central Oregon should be a pretty good week overall. This again, picking up a little disturbance with a shower chance on Thursday and then again on Saturday. But look at the temps, 85 today, 79 tomorrow, 82 Wednesday. So overall, this is really comfortable weather. And the visibility in Central Oregon on the live cameras I see from Sun River Resort and from Aspen Lakes Golf Course in the Sisters area, we're showing much improved visibility today. So that's terrific news. Seattle, 72 today, 70 tomorrow. Look at that. Basically 70s all week, chance of rain showers this upcoming weekend, the same as Portland. And then let's just pick the Central Coast, mainly 60s, certainly a chance of showers that I would think would be likely starting the PM hours of this Friday into Saturday and Sunday along the coast. So this upcoming weekend, you really need to start paying attention to the forecast because weather could be impacting you. We'll go clouds to sun on this Monday, 77. There's absolutely the chance of a trace of moisture with a thick marine deck tomorrow morning. Otherwise, clouds to sun and 74. Here's that big cool down. The seasonal averages are now sitting at 83 degrees for a high. So we're well below normal. Wednesday, Thursday, we get into more sunny hours, less morning cloudiness, 82, 80. Clouds increase Friday as that low approaches. We fall back down to the 70s. There's a shower thunderstorm threat on Saturday. Now, we would need partly sunny, kind of scattered activity to allow temperatures to warm to 77. If it turns out to be more overcast, we would be cooler. And then right now, when I look at all the models, I come up with the shower chance ending Sunday morning and then some warming in the afternoon. But that's not certain. Maybe the shower chance holds on Sunday. Maybe Sunday's still only around 75 to 77. So we'll keep our eyes on that part of the forecast. For now, I thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill, and I will talk to you soon.